Hello and welcome to this week's Vaticano Updates, the most important news from Pope Francis and the Vatican. On Mother's Day, Pope Francis entrusted all mothers, including those in heaven, to the Virgin Mary, the Mother of Jesus. Now the Holy Father asked the crowd gathered in St. Peter's Square for a round of applause to celebrate all mothers. Now Francis added that he was also turning to the Virgin Mary to ask her to alleviate the suffering of the battered Ukraine and of all the nations wounded by war and violence. Now Pope Francis issued a new constitution of the Vatican City State that further emphasizes the power of the Pope over the sovereign state. Now the new constitution, called the Fundamental Law of Vatican City State, is the third in history and replaces a law promulgated by St. John Paul II in 2000. Now the first constitution was issued in 1929 following the signing of the Lateran Pax, which founded the city-state of the Vatican and guaranteed its sovereignty. Now the pontiff expressed his sorrow over the legalization of euthanasia in Portugal. Now I am very sad because in the country where Our Lady appeared, a law to kill has been enacted, Pope Francis said May 13th at the Vatican. Now it is one more step in the long list of countries with euthanasia, he added. Now Portugal's parliament voted May 12th to allow medically assisted suicide in limited cases. Pope Francis and the President of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky, met at the Vatican. Now the encounter, their first since Russia initiated war in Ukraine over 14 months ago, was around 40 minutes long. Now the Holy See press office said Francis and Zelensky spoke about the humanitarian and political situation in Ukraine amid the conflict. Now the official press statement states, the Pope particularly stressed the urgent need for gestures of humanity toward the most fragile people, the innocent victims of the conflict. During his Regina Coeli address, Pope Francis prayed that the recently signed ceasefire between Israelis and Palestinians will be maintained and that the weapons will be silenced. Now the pontiff spoke hours after a truce between Israel and the Palestinian Islamic Jihad, or PIJ, militants in Gaza went into effect. Now the Egyptian-mediated ceasefire aims to end a recent surge of violence in Gaza this week that left at least 33 Palestinians and at least 2 people in Israel dead, according to the Associated Press. Thank you for watching this week's Vaticano Updates. My name is Benjamin Crockett for EWTN Vaticano.